Okay, well, hi everyone. Welcome to the first ecosystem session for a while. It's been a huge build-up. We've got Nico, Josh, and is it Leaf? How do I pronounce?
Pronounce it life.
Leif. Okay, super. And Leif. And okay, and we're showcasing
Adam,
Adam,
Flux,
Flux.
because it's hard to, show and understand really what Adam is without an example, and to understand, what Flux does without talking about Adam. So we're doing both.
Okay, cool. And okay, well, should we go straight to the demo and then you introduce it?
Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah, love that.
All right. And you told me to get my phone ready. Do I need to do anything?
Yeah, so we would actually love for you to share your screen and just go to fluxsocial.io.
Okay, hang on a second. Absolutely, I can do that. Okay. All right. Share my screen. All right. Here I am.
Cool. So
Right.
just try Flux for free.
A social toolkit for the new web. Well, I like this shape actually. Yeah, I love it. Flux is a fully distributed, human-centered platform that facilitates social coordination with greater privacy, agency, and flexibility. Okay, I'm going to try Flux. Could not connect to Atom. Try again. Download Atom.
Yes.
Whoops. Oh, download Atom. Okay, awesome. All right. Atom.dev. Okay, download a home for my social data. Download the Atom launcher and run your own Atom node that represents you on your own device. Share your perspectives without losing control. Awesome. Download for Mac. Amazing.
So maybe I can already say, when this thing that you just download, that's the Atom launcher, which, I mean, similarly to the Holochain launcher, will run in the background in the system tray. It includes Holochain, and then apps like Flux just connect to that thing locally. So the data of the apps are in there. I mean, like with Holochain, it's basically just like you can think of it like a wrapper around Holochain that offers some more interesting things that we will see in a minute.
Okay, super. Okay, I think should I stop sharing that and now start sharing my next screen?
If you, maybe if you can share just your whole screen, because there will also be the system tray thing and the
Oh yeah, it just gets very complicated. Hang on a second. Why can't I share? Get started. Next. Okay, hang on. I should be able to share this though. This is weird. Advanced. Add apps. No, I don't want that. It's just not popping up with my screen. Hang on. I'm going to stop sharing completely.
You're not sharing?
And I'm going to restart. Yeah, it's weird that just the desktop. Hang on. Let me just get my desktop. I think you're right. It's just I don't want to. I've got. Hang on. Sorry, everyone. We're just sorting out. This is what. How do I make sure?
It seems like we have an opportunity here to improve some video sharing UX on Flux.
Yes.
UI magic abilities.
Yes, indeed. How to say? Okay.
Salud.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so if I share my desktop here, how do I make sure I'm doing that? Let me just do this. Okay, share. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So the first social network, very clever.
Yeah, we thought because the other ones are not real, they're just faking it with like a central database and so.
I love it. All right.
Holochain and Adam to actually do the real thing.
Yep. So Privacy and security. Atom generates keys on my device, so only I have access to my account and data. No third party can snoop on my data without my consent. Yes, that sounds good. I own my data and decide what apps get to use it. No more app silos as the central authority. Censorship free. Yep. Okay. Express myself without fear of censorship and suppression. Share my thoughts, opinions. Okay. Create my account. All right. So I'll make my account. Okay. Do I want to create a name?
You can also do
if you
it.
want.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. I can be. All
So
right.
this is now creating your agent. Atom is using DID, the web standard, to address agents. So it's also creating keys. And the main, maybe first idea about Atom is that it extracts these things out of the apps so that you have, an address, a DID, your user account, independent of any app in Atom.
Yep. Okay, so I want to try Flux.
Yeah, you can click that. It will just lead you to the same page you were just before.
Okay.
To Atom.
Connect to Atom. Authorize. Okay, hang on. Read write. So I'm going to confirm here.
Yeah.
That's going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
Flux is now an app that's, you need to say if an app is allowed to access your Atom data.
Yes, understood.
You do that once.
Okay, so let me find a nice image. Okay, what kind of image do I want? Oh, it's okay. Am I okay to start without an image for a while?
Yeah, that's fine.
We generate like a little avatar based on your DID, so you get like a unique little.
Okay, awesome. Okay, early version of Flux. Don't use this for essential communication. I might lose my community to chat messages. And okay, that's fine. I'm going to join the official alpha test.
Welcome.
Yeah, amazing. Now I'm feeling the anticipation. Okay. Flux alpha testing. I've got my Atom launcher next to my Holochain launcher. Yeah. Okay. And I want to be on the web browser or in the Atom launcher?
The browser.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The apps are all in the browser. The launcher is just for Atom and some Atom settings.
Yep.
But apps can connect from, just from other UIs.
Okay, cool.
You can also inspect, if you go up in the tray icon, you can see your Flux community that you just created there.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So go to settings.
You need
to go to settings.
Yep.
And then advanced mode. Yep. And then you can click on the perspectives. And then you see it there.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So yeah, this is pointing towards this idea that, your social spaces are independent of the apps. You have a neighborhood and the social space, which is living inside of Atom. And these are the languages. We'll get into that a bit soon. That make it one. So it's independent of applications. It exists with you as an agent and not inside of Flux. Flux is not the owner or the proprietor of this space.
Yep, understood. And that's coming through clearly. Okay, that is amazing. So now I want to go into Flux test. It's syncing the community.
So this is syncing. This might take a few minutes because every community is its own neighborhood, as we call it in Atom as well.
Yeah.
It's not exactly the same as the neighborhoods, but I mean the term goes back to conversations we had years ago.
Yeah.
But also, so an Atom neighborhood has its own Atom language, which means its own Holochain DHT.
Yep.
And so that needs syncing for you to get the data. This is a testing neighborhood we have up and running now for, what is it, guys, 2 months or more?
Yeah.
And we have a bit of data in there, and I think over 70 agents there registered. So it takes a bit maybe for syncing. So we can, while it syncs, you could just click the plus button on the left side and create a new one.
Yep.
And just create.
Do you want me to join one or create a new one?
Maybe you create one. You can give it a name, like, I don't know, Adam ecosystem session or whatever you want.
I want to add quickly as well that the Holochain version we're using in Adam is 0.13. And we're really excited to try out 0.20 with the new WebRTC networking, and seeing how that improves our syncing time and yeah, the performance of the neighborhood. So
yeah, okay, awesome. Okay, yeah, I'll be excited for that too. So if I'm creating a new, let's just go back and imagine. Okay, so I want to create a new community, and is creating a new community like creating a new Discord server or a chat? Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, so let's call this yeah, like Adam ecosystem session is great. Oh no, like telling the world about Adam. That's a good one. Okay, and we want more people to know about the first social network. Okay.
That's fun. I think you could actually post a link to that neighborhood with the video. And people can join.
Yeah, this is very cool. Okay, so it might take a couple of minutes.
Go.
Oh, there we
go.
All
right, here we are. So I'm telling the world about it. So I create a new channel. Alrighty, so what I want to do, like, let's just call this general, and we'll do no. Let's just call it ecosystem publishing updates.
So I just noticed in terms of front end, you won't see that they are selected, but you won't see it because there's a Firefox bug there. So
yeah. I know. Firefox is a little bit annoying for stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. We just found out about that yesterday, right?
Oh, no, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Chrome.
No, but it has.
Oh, and we also need to say Safari currently doesn't work because Safari is so strict. It doesn't allow for a local host connection like this, and we haven't yet dealt with that. And
oh god. Okay, text chat. Okay, let me make one of those. No, wow. Okay, cool. So sweet. So I made this publishing update, and we can see there's a graph and there's posts.
Yeah.
And then and let me add a new post. I'll just go down to here. Ecosystem session recording info.
You can add an image, for instance.
Yep, Thursday, 25th May. Yeah, let's just do image. Happy Thursday. Spirit of truth will bear witness to me. Okay, we can have this one. Save image. The daily prayer.
The daily prayer.
Is the auspicious day we are recording the Adam and Flux ecosystem session for the first and hopefully not last time. Okay, and then let me put my image in here of the daily prayer. And here we are. Let's make this, publish this. There we are. The spirit of truth will bear witness to me, says the Lord, and you will also be my witnesses.
So, being a witnesses, should we join this neighborhood? And
yes, please. Do I invite you?
Yes.
Okay, so I copy this, and then I should put it in the YouTube chat here. Hey, or should I put it somewhere else?
Yeah, that's great.
That's fine. That's fine. So then we can go and join.
Yeah, like the invitation in this paradigm is something that's been playing on my mind. It's like we're still at this stage where we're going outside the network to invite people rather than inviting on the inside. But and it's just there's something like dissonant for me about that experience. But we'll get there.
We actually do have direct messaging in Atom implemented, and test for it. We don't have a UI still.
Oh wow,
where
okay.
you know, outside of the idea is to maybe put it in the launcher so that outside of apps, you still at least need the DID of that other agent.
Yeah. Okay.
To connect and initiate the communication.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that would be. I mean, that would be really interesting to have in the launcher. Even just a chat channel for like inviting people to stuff. Single purpose would be really cool.
Yeah, that's something we've thought about a bit, is having kind of almost global neighborhood for Flux, where when you load up Flux, you automatically join this neighborhood, and it has some different UI, but still functions in the same way as normal communities. And in there, you can discover different neighborhood links and request to join or join them.
So we are in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Chat is just chat, isn't it?
This is just chat, but you could go to the posts thing and maybe see my comment if you scroll down.
Comments 0. Maybe I refresh.
Yeah, is it?
Oh, has it come here?
Yeah, sometimes it might take a little bit to sync.
Yeah, I noticed I was getting your messages, Nico, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there are many changes at the same time, then it has to resolve these different branches of changes.
Yep.
And so we have built on Holochain what we call a link language, which is basically just a generic syncing mechanism. There we go. There's my message. For any kind of Atom perspective. So the code that's behind here on Holochain is something that is reusable for any Atom app. And it's actually it's quite interesting because it's almost like half of what like a Git-like implementation where you have like different branches and then it heals and merges these changes. And if there's only one change at a time, it's super fast because everybody sees, oh, just the next change. But if we chat at the same time, then it might take a few seconds to merge that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I will go and add a voice channel.
Oh, great. I was trying to do that.
What do we call it?
Oh, interesting.
Firefly chat.
What's going on here?
Yeah, so this is a visualization of that perspective. So like perspectives, I would say, are the main one of, maybe like the main first invention that comes with Atom. So perspectives are graphs in which expressions of different languages are connected.
Yep.
And the neighborhood that is behind this Flux community, that is the Discord server, neighborhoods in Atom are just shared perspectives. So the way this works is like any app on any of the users' nodes can just add links to these perspectives, and the link language synchronizes those. And that's how the chat works here. So and this is a visualization of this perspective graph.
Yeah, looking at those links as well, you can see that those links are kind of specific Flux links, like Flux entry type and RDF name and Flux has message.
Yep.
But the actual link language doesn't enforce any strict like schema. At least right now, this could be configured on what you can post in that link language. So any application could start building into this neighborhood its own kind of link ontology, its own structure for its uses.
Yep.
Then neighborhoods are able to cross kind of app boundaries. Like they're not, the neighborhood is this general thing which can represent data and representations, but without being stuck to a specific app.
I can't enable my camera for some reason.
Yeah, it's grabbed by Zoom, right? I had the same problem.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. This is so cool.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So
this is quite a wild experience, isn't it, though?
oh, now we have an echo.
Yep.
We just all need to mute. So yeah, this is video audio chat, decentralized on Atom and Holochain. I mean, the video itself is WebRTC.
Yep.
But the signaling of that WebRTC is going through, well, the Atom neighborhood, which means the Holochain link language.
Yep. Okay, and what does that mean for someone who's like, does that mean that only people in this channel can join, or like what does that mean?
Yeah, it's not only in that channel, it's in that neighborhood. So
oh wow.
Yeah.
So only people who are part of Fireside Chat could join this video.
We are part of telling the world about Atom neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yep.
That is the neighborhood is the space where, that's the membrane.
Yep.
If you're inside that neighborhood, you're inside the Holochain DHT, and you get all the different parts of the graph, all the different links in the perspective. And that could, as we also maybe see in a few minutes, can be different apps, right? So Atom is about interoperability.
Yep.
But also with Flux, Flux is just, adding different kinds of links to represent the channels and the posts and the text messages. And neighborhoods also have a signaling mechanism. So the way this works with WebRTC is it's not writing to the perspective, but it's basically seeing who else is online and sending signals to them, which are peer-to-peer signals on Holochain.
Yep.
So do we want to do the proxy, guys? What do you think?
I reckon so.
So this is maybe another time where you need your phone.
Okay, yeah. Sounds great. I've got it ready. I can see my cats on my screen.
That's cool. So now please click the Atom icon in the system tray on your top menu bar. And there's proxy. And the toggle, please activate that.
Yep. So activate proxy.
And then on your phone, please go to the same URL that you see in your browser, which is app.fluxsocial.io.
Okay, in a sec. Connect to Atom, yeah. Connect with QR.
And then you click the QR code icon there.
And now you type that number in your phone, exactly.
All right. Okay, here I am. Disclaimer.
So
Safari's having a little bit of a...
Yeah, you might click outside of the modal instead of the X button.
Oh, okay. Yep, that worked. Great. Okay, I want to join telling the world about Atom.
So what you could do, maybe just to show that your phone is connected. Well, either you could join the Fireside Chat on your phone, that should work as well. But you might need to go out here first.
From my phone.
Yeah.
All right. How do we prove this? Okay. Well, everyone's watching my screen.
I mean, I could also. Well, maybe you just leave on your computer, and join on your phone, and then you could show it the camera, or maybe one of us could join on the phone.
Oh, I mean, it's pretty. There we are.
Whatever.
You can see I'm typing. I'm in this. Well, oh, you know, I'm showing my desktop. Anyway, so this is very cool.
Well, right. Why don't you click text chat?
Yep. I'm just texting.
Yeah, and now just add something from your phone.
Yeah.
There we go.
Cool. You can also you can click the plus button and open the graph view, like add the graph view.
Oh, yeah.
The channel.
Oh, whoops. QR code. Yep.
If you go back to the text channel.
Yep.
And you press the plus button up in the kind of toolbar next. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then add the graph just once and then save, check if that works. Yeah. Then you can open the graph in the, yeah. And then you can try to add from your phone as well, like add a message. And I think this should update as well.
Oh, okay. Yep. We'll scroll out a little bit and we'll see what we're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is also a demonstration of how different kind of apps or plugins for Flux can access the same data from the perspective.
Wow.
So this little centerpiece there is kind of it's the representation of the channel that you're in. So everything is kind of attached to that channel. So you can see that.
And can I actually like go through and, oh yeah, there we go. From my message, from my phone. Great to see you. Nice thread. Hey. Oh, this is cool.
I just joined the chat on my phone. Maybe if you go to Fireside Chat.
What's that? Yep, go back to chat.
Fireside Chat on the left side.
Video?
The video.
Oh, yeah, yep.
You see?
Oh, wow.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Oh, yeah, I can do the same. Okay, hang on. I need to go text chat, Fireside Chat.
I'm unsure if you can join with the same agent.
We'll find out.
Let's find out.
I tried that once and it's doing some funny stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, well, I can leave.
It's
yeah, that's fine. I'll leave. Let's see if this works.
Well, then we
can. Hang on. It can definitely. Oh. Okay, I don't want to join room, but I want to see the room. Oh, that's going to be complicated. It's connecting, but it hasn't connected.
Yeah, so the WebRTC sometimes still gives us a bit of pain. It's like 90% or so it works, but it depends a bit on the network, VPN or whatever. This is a different thing. It's like getting that. I mean, even Discord, like we had that a few times when you're on a call and then two people can't hear each other. So it's but we're quite happy. I mean, we got to a point where it's works in almost all cases.
Yeah, this is very cool. Wow.
So just want to say like this this connection dialog where you put in the number that you also had on your phone, that's a library called Atom Connect. And that's if you build an app on Atom, that's how you basically interface with it. You just pull in this library and basically run it. It's just a few lines of code. And then you get this dialog, and the connection through the proxy is something that you're able to use, right? So it comes with Atom.
Yep.
So if the user clicks the create proxy thing, then the UI can actually connect to your local computer via our proxy.
Okay. Wow. And so what, I guess then you're imagining a whole series of other views. Like, this is.
So we could actually show maybe a little bit of what we're building or working on right now, because this is the official app, but we have a dev version as well where we're working a little bit more on that plugin system for Flux. That these plugins will also be compatible with any other Atom app.
Yeah,
so,
if that's okay.
Yeah, let's.
Sure. I
Oh,
have a few things to show.
I just have to authorize. Okay, I will have to I have to leave and rejoin just to share my screen.
Yeah, I can see the comment. Okay, lots of posts coming.
Oh, in the public testing community.
There we go. Ooh.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, I see you there in the public community. Yeah, there's lots of stuff. There are lots of channels and many people in there already.
Oh no, I was actually in 1 sec. Oh my gosh, why is this not working?
Oh, maybe can I share my screen and just for a second to fill?
Yeah, you can just check over.
So just want to show that also Flux has a nice theming engine. So we have all these different themes here. So I actually have the 90s theme, which has these where do I see a dialogue? Where these
I think in the maybe on the app now the 90s theme doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Well, I can show it later in perspective, actually, the 90s theme. But anyway, so we have different themes, which is why this is white now. And yeah, this is the public testing community, which with like lots of things in here. Forums. Yeah. Pictures. Cool. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to fill in the time until you're back live.
All right, so now maybe you can see my screen.
Yep.
All right. So this is just my local host, so the dev version. What we started building now is basically a plugin system. So what you saw on the app that is out there now, we have these views, but they're hard coded in. And there's separate web components that get loaded. And they can be written in any framework. So you can write in React, or you can write it in Vue or LitElement or Svelte. As long as you convert it into a web component, they can all be these kind of plugins for Flux. So I can create a new channel, and now you see that it's loading these official apps. So I can create my new channel. I want to add the graph, I want to add the table, the chat, the audio, posts, and there is also community apps. So I will add the to-do plugin. And so these are just now getting fetched from NPM. So this is like the JavaScript module package manager. And so I can create this channel. And get the graph view. I have yeah, it's taking a bit. Let's see. Yeah, here we have the chat. So this is a chat that we are working on now, which has a bit more features. So you have threads, so you can reply inside of threads and reply inside of that thread again. Like this. Yeah, we have the posts, and here we have like a little to-do app, which is like a community plugin by Milk. Do system session. And something else that we built was this table plugin. So here is a way to see, so the current like entry that I'm in is called ecosystem channel, which is this channel here. I can now look at all the different kind of definitions that we have in this neighborhood, because this neighborhood has like these different definitions, and Nico can probably talk more about what these are actually. But as you can see, we have.
Live, do you want to maybe also invite me to that one so we can?
Yes.
We can play with that later.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
So I can go and look at the data that is in this channel, basically. So I am opening my table plugin, and here I can see that there are 2 to-dos. So I buy milk and do an ecosystem session, and I can change this to, or I can do an ecosystem session, and then I can set done to true. And then I can go back to the to-dos, and I can see that this was actually set to done or true. I can set this to true. I can go back to my table, and I can see that, yeah, it's done. I can create a new to-do from the table. Here. And yeah, now it shows up there. So this is also a way to kind of showcase that these plugins interact with the same data across the perspective of the neighborhood. So you can also you can create these general purpose plugins that access all of the data and can manipulate them even without like a specific UI for that data type. You can at least still kind of inspect it. So another thing that is interesting is it's also recursive. So I guess the chat has a reply here with a thread, and I can go to the table and I can look at the messages that is in this channel, and I can click on this message, and then you see there is another reply inside of there, and I click on that one, and there's a new reply in here, and then we have like our breadcrumb to show where we are in the graph, and it's basically still traversing this graph and finding kind of patterns that match here.
Yeah, it's this table is not almost hard coded to understand the graph structure or these other plugins. Is actually dynamically understanding the graph and the definitions in the graph and being able to render that and the data that it finds in the graph. So I guess, Nico, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit towards those definitions and how they're working.
Sure, and maybe this is a good point to also zoom out a bit and talk generally a bit more about Adam.
Yeah.
And maybe first I want to say, using a graph like that, that's very similar to the whole semantic web idea, where you use semantic triples to store associations. So in some way you could say Adam is a bit of a mix of like a taking the best from semantic web and from Holochain, and it's building an agent-centric semantic web in a way.
Yep.
And I'm gonna share my screen. Maybe just this quick overview here. Adam, so the M in Adam is for Meta-Ontology, agent-centric distributed application Meta-Ontology. And the ontology is basically these 3 things. Those are the base items in the ontology. And it's like, okay, speaking to the Holochain people, it's agents and languages is basically also what Holochain is doing. It's agent-centric. Language is just now the Adam term for what in Holochain is a DHT, right? So as the way I think about it is when as a human, I want to communicate with you guys, and so we before we used Discord, and we also used Telegram, and now we're on Zoom. Like those are just different digital languages that I'm using. I care about communicating to you, and that's kind of the base starting point for Adam as an agent-centric ontology layer framework. So now the perspectives we just talked about, those are these graphs, and that's the main addition to what Holochain is already doing. Like Atom is just a layer around Holochain with these perspectives. The interesting thing then is if you do that, these languages don't have to be Holochain DHTs. They can also Atom doesn't require that. It just makes it easy, and Holochain is fitting and it's built for that. But you can also mix and have languages that wrap existing Web 2.0 or other decentralized things. And then if we go to the right here, we have the neighborhoods we talked about, which are just like a recombination of these things here, agents and languages. Because, well, a neighborhood is a shared perspective, and for that sharing of a perspective, we use a specific language. So far, so good. Now, the next thing, which also has become quite central to what we have been doing recently, like the last year, and this is what is behind these different like to-do and message and these model classes, is something we call social DNA. And the idea is that if you have a neighborhood and you add social DNA, the ultimate goal for Atom is to enable a neighborhood to basically be like a collective agent, a social organism, it's called in Atom, so that the whole thing can, speak to other social organisms, and we can have like, we can build hierarchies of these organisms. But this is the last part that's not implemented now in Atom. But social DNA, we have a lot of tooling around social DNA. So it's really easy right now to create the social DNA from, we have JavaScript decorators for that. But I don't know if we want to go too deep on like the real technical and the coding stuff, but maybe first just showing what it is. So maybe I should go back to Flux. This was our, if we go to the graph, the dark theme is better. Okay, so the basic idea with social DNA is this. If we allow a very generic graph, then to represent state for applications, like messages and channels, there are specific graph patterns that mean something. Like, a channel is like when there is a connection from something that has is a name to something else has content, for instance, or these are specific graph patterns that the Flux UI interprets as this is a channel or this is a post. And with social DNA, we define that in an abstract way, independent of the UI and independent, because of Atom, of the underlying language and which means the underlying network where it's shared. So it's just an abstract definition of, how do we create these associations? And having that as a mechanism, we can add to it. We can define new social DNAs and new graph patterns, and we can have apps that understand that. So I want to, maybe, is this a good time to go over to perspective, or did you want to show something else live?
I think it's great.
Are you muted? I cannot hear you.
Oh.
No, live is muted.
Yeah, no, I realized.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be good to go into perspective and maybe generate some social DNA from there, and then seeing that into the table, for example, or something like that.
Okay, so this is another Atom app, perspective. It's quite still experimental, but it's deployed on perspective.app. And you see, I have the same, so I already did the handshake. It has access to the same perspectives I have in Atom. And I think, this one is our ecosystem session neighborhood that you created. It's just rendering it differently. It provides an interface where you can basically zoom and fly through this graph and zoom into, channels or just any kind of item. And then you see here is the picture that you took of us. It's just a bit distorted because it's putting this into this like, circular thing. But you see on the left side here, tools. So here we have channel, message, post. Those are these different model classes defined in social DNA. And perspective is meant as a UI that is generic, that just reads out the social DNA and then creates UI on the fly. Like here on the right side, because this thing that I have selected here is of type post, it shows me the properties it has. So now the interesting thing with this is where I'm really excited about getting to is that users can add social DNA themselves. And right now you still would need to code the social DNA, and we use Prolog, which is an old and for some maybe quite weird programming language, but I think it's quite fitting for the job and because it's quite expressive. But we're experimenting with AI and large language models to have users not code the social DNA themselves, but we did some first experiments in like training an AI to write these subject classes. So I could, and yeah, it's integrated here in perspective. So I don't know, David, do you have an idea, just any kind of topic or any kind of like, thing you would want to have represented in your neighborhood?
Yeah, I mean, what would I like represented? You mean around who's participating or around what the participation is?
So a different kind of item like channel or message or post or to do.
Yeah, I would like a Bert Hellinger style hierarchy of origin kind of structure where everyone joins and then you get like a joining number badge or something like that. So embedded in this channel is, and then I would like long term, I mean, I'm a big fan of family constellations. I love the order of lens. And so I would love to be able to look at, sorry if I'm going a little bit too esoteric here, but I would love to look at the community participation from different order, like from different hierarchies. So the order people joined, the number of posts that they've made, the number of valuable contributions, time participating in fireside chat, all sorts of things, and build up that picture. So I don't know if that's the kind of direction you are going on, but that's what I've always, because when I'm entering a social space as a human being, one of the things I'm trying to do, a new social space, is understand the implicit ordering or implicit hierarchies or explicit hierarchies and their relationship to know how I can fit into that social space.
I think this goes maybe closer to where we're headed in the future, no, Nico, with the the query engine and this.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah. so okay, I've done that.
No, I'm just trying to distill what could be a simple example that we can also show here. I mean, I'm trying to, what should come out is something that would add on the left side as, when I, like for instance, the simple thing that's built in is literal. If I just click that, I get a new thing here, which I can set a title. I did it. I want something that gets
like
added
but it's like a, yeah, because I was thinking like a joke.
Different class of data, like a data class. Maybe what would it be in the context of?
Is a joke? But a joke isn't a data class, is it? It's potentially a post. Yeah, great.
Oh, joke is good.
Yeah, so, great. I just want people to tell jokes.
And also the AI can also make up stuff, right?
Okay, so great. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, a nice pattern would be whenever anyone new joins that, yeah, you need to write a joke and then the AI can make a joke on top of your joke. That would be cool.
A subject class called joke. Add some funny properties. Named options.
Cool.
And use one of the properties for the standard color. Okay, so here it goes and writes Prolog code, which is Adam social DNA.
Yeah.
So Prolog is this logical programming language where you have facts and derivations, and with predicates, and then you create a like a database with these facts and derivations. Then you can ask it questions, because it's doing the matching. You can basically use, for instance, subject class and have this be a variable, and then ask the Prolog engine, for which variable would it be true, and that's how you would get back joke in this instance.
Sweet.
And so we have defined. So first of all,
I love the property names.
I'm sorry.
I love the property names already. They're good.
Dad joke, pun,
Dad joke.
one liner. That's good.
Dad joke, knock knock, puns, one-liners. Nice. So Adam has a Prolog engine for every perspective, and it feeds the graph into the Prolog engine. And then this kind of code runs on top of that, basically has access to everything in the perspective.
Yep.
And this is a way to match graph patterns, right? What we have here is basically a description of a graph pattern. And okay, it describes what it did. I say cool. Please write it to the SDNA. Okay. Now it's basically repeating itself again. This is just the quirk of this experiment. We have to wait for the AI we just don't see it, but it's now writing the same thing again, word by word. And when it's done, we should have joke pop up here on the left side. And then we're able to use our jokes in our neighborhood. So, and
yeah,
again,
I'm glad we went straight to the demo.
Yeah. Because
it's one of those things. Right? No. Well, no, firstly, I was thinking we've got 5 minutes, but I feel like we're not fully finished. So it would be cool if we did another one next week, if you guys were up for it, and just kept playing a little bit and then go. But then the second is, this is literally impossible to explain without experiencing.
And that's why I remember you asked me about an ecosystem session for Adam like 2 years ago, and I was like, we're not ready. Because I wanted to be able to, if we talk about this, then it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And so now we're able to show it working, which I'm really excited about. So here,
there we go.
Okay, this is I think this is an error in perspective that it's repeating this again and again, but here we have joke.
Yep.
We'll just reload, then we will have it. Yeah, no, this is fixed. This was just perspective. So here I can create a new joke. There's a new joke. And oops. Jeez.
I go into my
I think I accidentally moved it in this one here. Yeah.
Okay, so in the future, I will be able to go back to Flux and add like a new joke.
So let's
funny.
do this now. We can go to. We
okay,
have the
yeah.
same thing in deployed on apps.adam, where we have these plugins.
Yep.
And if I go to, which one is it? This one? Yeah, so you see here we have joke in our table view.
Crazy.
Because it's defined as social DNA. It's data in the perspective now that describes graph patterns. And it's independent of UI.
Yep.
And it's independent of the network you use below.
Yep.
So
we could see this in Flux and in perspective here, and this other app. So
punchline, whatever. We're on time. There we go. There it is in Flux. I mean, in the Adam apps.
Amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. I think my brain's sufficiently broken
That's the Adam effect.
Yeah, exactly. The first social network.
And we have, I mean, we have more to talk about. We already.
Yeah.
So yeah, happy to continue.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, guys, that was amazing. Let's continue next week. I'm going to close this one now at a cliffhanger. Yeah.
Could I just jump in and say one thing quickly, which is that if anyone wants to try and build some of these plugins, we're like working a lot on our documentation and all the documentation around Adam and the plugins. So yeah, please join our Discord and ask questions and get to know what we're doing, and we'd happily like help you through that process and work with you to build some cool stuff. So
Yeah,
I guess we'll have links for that.
I guess from all our perspectives, what we're looking for sometime in the next few months is we don't say join our Discord anymore.
For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's literally like for the sign of maturity across this entire Holochain ecosystem and across this worldview. That's the moment that we know, huh? The moment where we don't have to say that, and you're actually look. You guys are running so much. I can see in the background on Flux anyway, which is awesome. But yeah, the day is coming